Gilbert Gottfried is considered our country's #1 Toastmaster General. And also...
Me and Georgie Jessel.
That's right. You are considered the top comic in the country right now. You, I think Chris Rock, and who else? Not many others.
Tom Dreesen.
Who is bigger than Gilbert right now with his cartoons and his Affleck the Duck?
Has he been replaced in Affleck?
Not yet. Don't give him any ideas.
I heard they took away the duck.
Yeah, something. Didn't they do a different commercial?
No, they took away the Dell guy.
Yeah, they took him away in a straitjacket.
Right.
Yeah. No, you, Chris Rock, and Wee Man, I think, are the 3 top guys in the industry right now.
And Norm Crosby.
Right. Actually, Gilbert, his career is hotter than ever.
Really?
Right. Well, he was for years on Hollywood Squares with Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes.
Have they invited you back now?
Surprisingly, yes.
Yeah, you're going to be back on there.
Yeah.
Oh, you're pistol hot.
Yeah.
And you, really, to be asked back into a whole nother season of Hollywood Squares.
With a new production.
With a new production.
You could only be on Hollywood's A-list.
I mean, to be carried over from one Hollywood Squares to the other is rarely done.
Yeah. Liam Neeson canceled at the last second. So
do you ever do Pyramid? With Don Yasmin?
That'll be next, yes.
Have you done that?
No.
Do you get called for other game shows, or they just leave you to Hollywood Square?
I guess they leave me to that.
Yeah. I can't believe someone else hasn't called you.
Oh, and
Gilbert's like Wally Cox. He's exclusive to Hollywood Square.
Did you not get called for I'm a celebrity, get me out of here?
No, but they called me for that one that Corey Feldman did.
Oh,
the house.
Yes.
It's the real life?
I'm surprised you didn't jump at that. You jump at everything.
Yes.
I mean, for you to turn down something is very peculiar.
So I'd be the one in Corey Feldman's place going, they sold it like really cheap. They made it look, they cheapened the whole thing.
Did they offer you money to be on that? Or the charitable donation?
No. That was got to be a salary.
Yeah, they have to be.
Why did you turn that down, seriously? It's a chance for you to eat for free and be on a show.
Nice house.
Yeah.
Live with a playmate.
Right. Why would you not do it?
I don't know. I think that was too embarrassing even for me.
Even for you. Yes. So there are things you do turn down.
Yes.
I mean, you're here to say that you don't take every single thing offered.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Almost everything.
So you have a plan for your career.
Oh, yes.
What is that plan?
Would it be fair to say you have a plan?
Oh, yes. It's a master plan.
Is there someone masterminding your career? Seriously, is there an agent or a manager?
No, it's just kind of like stuff comes along and you say
decide.
yes or no. Yeah.
But you don't have an agent?
I have an agent.
Oh, you do? Someone represents you?
Yes.
Yeah. That's their job, representing Gilbert Gottfried.
They're quite proud of themselves.
And how often do you speak to this person? Do you speak to them once a week or every day? Is there a constant sort of dialogue about where you're going in the business?
I would think it would take more than one person to handle Gilbert.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what is the setup?
We meet in a big boardroom.
No, I mean, how often do you communicate?
Discuss.
How often do you communicate with your agent? Some people don't like to communicate with their agent.
My agents don't like to communicate with me, it seems.
Do they talk to you once a day?
No.
More than...
If something's going on, they'll talk to me. If not...
Right.
They wouldn't just call.
So, like, here, for example, you're playing this Friday and Saturday night at the Grove Theater in Orange County, California. You're going to be out in California.
I'm so excited.
Who arranges for your airfare? Who arranges for your travel plans? Do you have a secretary that handles that?
Well, this is being, the travel was already, put together.
The travel all done. And so your agent calls you up and says, I have a terrific gig for you. You're going to be in a theater in California.
No, my agent was calling me for a few months going, this is a Stuttering John thing, so I don't know.
Oh, is this about Stuttering John? Is this about Stuttering John? He called you up?
He goes, so I really don't trust this thing. I'll wait till we get more papers in and the checks.
All right. So you're going to be working with Stuttering John.
Yes.
All right. Ticketmaster.com is where we'd get more information.
So it sounds big.
Right. And you'll come out and do what? 20 minutes?
Will you give him your A stuff?
I haven't so far.
But sometimes things go horribly wrong. Is that correct on stage? Sometimes you perform and things do not go well?
Oh, yes.
Are there examples of that?
Yes, I think you must have.
I do. All right,
I didn't see this one coming from a mile
Someone said,
away.
this is funny. This is funny. They said, read this when Gilbert's on the air. I guess it's some sort of review.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Could comedian Gilbert Gottfried's ship was sinking Wednesday night. In the second of two shows at the 99 WMYX Comedy Pavilion with Miller Lite. Do you remember this show?
I don't. When was this? Wait. Was this in Milwaukee?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I guess. Dressed in a loud blue shirt and wiping sweat from his brow every 10 seconds, he labored over a series of painfully unfunny routines involving classic horror film stars in incongruous situations. Like Bela Lugosi doing Who's on First. Unsurprisingly, the routines were met with several boos. Now, I've seen you do that routine. It is, to me, the funniest routine I've ever seen you do.
It's brilliant.
But I imagine in certain parts of the country, you could get booed.
Yes.
What do you do?
Because they get offended, you know.
What do you do on stage when you're laying out your most brilliant material?
In Milwaukee, they feel quite strongly about Lugosi. You know, if
was he born there?
That could be mocking fun at him.
When you do your Bela Lugosi, everyone laughs.
Yes.
I don't understand.
Lugosi spoke with a thick Milwaukee accent.
Oh, yes.
Maybe it's a very young crowd and they don't even know who Bela Lugosi is.
I was doing much more obscure people than Lugosi.
But why not play old age homes where your audience will know Bela Lugosi?
Yes.
I mean, why go after the young people at this point?
I was doing jokes about Pugsley from the Addams Family.
So sometimes you'll be performing, and I guess if you get a young crowd, they might not understand Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
But it's still funny.
Yeah, and the funny thing there is that this is the Summerfest, and they're saying he was dabbing sweat.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it
was very hot out.
That wasn't flop sweat. That was real sweat.
Yes.
You want to say to our audience that was not flop sweat. That was regular sweat.
But later on, doesn't he say in the article, I remember this.
Yeah, go ahead.
He said he resorted to doing homophobic.
Well, isn't it true when you start to bomb, you start to yell at the audience and blurt out homophobic and sexist comments?
The minute a joke doesn't work, I scream out faggot.
But you have such a good attitude about this. Look at you laughing at yourself. I mean, Rome is burning, and yet you're laughing about it.
The minute a joke doesn't kill, I go, you bunch of faggots.
Don't you know Bela Lugosi?
Yeah.
Fruits?
Don't any of you watch TV?
Dracula, you stinking faggot.
Would you ever...
You never saw Son of Frankenstein? You bunch of homos?
Would you ever consider updating your act? Maybe doing some new impressions?
No, he'd rather call people homos and faggots.
Maybe do it, modernize it to Christopher Lee.
If you faggots don't know who Arthur Gottfried is, I'm leaving.
So it's because I remember when, it's a famous story now, when you opened up for the Go-Go's and it was young girls and they told you don't curse.
They said there's going to be little kids and their parents in the audience, little girls and their parents, so don't do any dirty materials.
And you came out on stage and you started screaming the C word for a woman's private parts, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, for the first 3 minutes, I didn't.
Right, and then you got angry.
As soon as they didn't get it.
And then I called the little girls a bunch of little tykes.
And they pulled you off the stage, right?
Yes.
And so why is it that, is this a hard career for you? I mean, the fact that people boo you and... When you read these kind of comments, does it make you think maybe I don't have it anymore, or do you just go on, you barrel through life and say, you know what, screw everyone else?
Does it ever make you think you ought to give up?
Right.
Pretty much screw everyone else.
Right. You feel you're a genius, and,
yes.
and who cares who knows it? Do you think you're a genius? Do you think you're a comedic genius?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And most of it goes into my film work.
Okay. I see. Well, Gilbert, you've proven once again that it's not easy being Gilbert. Look at you. You continue to prosper. Now, Gary was telling me he was watching Nickelodeon the other day. At least 3 cartoons had the voice of Gilbert Gottfried. So cartoons have turned out to be a very big part of your career.
Very lucrative.
Very lucrative.
Yes.
Yeah. So you get a lot of calls for these cartoons?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And you only do one voice in the cartoon. It's Gilbert.
Exactly.
But his cartoons are very rarely people. He's always some kind of an animal.
I'm always a bird.
Rodent. A bird. Why a bird?
I don't know. I cornered the market.
Yeah.
Gilbert's always a homophobic parrot.
Watch out, Aladdin. It's a faggot.
What is it?
Here's what I saw Gilbert on in 2 days. He was a bird.
Right.
And then he was a dentist and the dentist's son. And then he was a different bird and a different show altogether.
I'm a walking past my television yesterday, and I heard Gilbert's voice come out. I look up, it's some animated thing, and there's a bird walking with a group of people.
Hey, Aladdin, what's with that outfit? What are you, a faggot?
So you are on fire.
Rub this, you faggot!
So you're on fire with your voice and all of your routines. And despite the review I just read, other than that, everything is fine.
You're going to go on.
Besides that and a few others.
So, Abbott...
Well, if the voiceover thing is so lucrative, though, which I imagine it is, does Gilbert really need to be there in the clubs?
Yes, he does. Trust me. Gilbert's not going to leave a penny unturned. So you're telling me that you go on stage and you do a routine that Abbott and Costello made famous.
Oh, yes.
And Abbott and Costello, I believe, worked 200 years ago. But you do it in the voice of Bela Lugosi, who was popular like 100 years ago.
300 years ago. He's even before Abbott and Costello.
But, Gilbert, are you a lazy comic? Like you came up with one act and you refused to change it?
Do you imagine everybody is staying up late nights like you, watching old movies?
Yeah. Do you anticipate everyone being 55 years old?
I do write new fake jokes.
You do write? Do you write new jokes? You do.
Yes.
You try to write new jokes.
And new jokes with the C word.
Are there any voices and things that you do of new people? Current?
People who might still be alive?
All right. Obviously not.
I'm working on a Fred McMurray.
Well, when you were familiar with this review, do you read your bad reviews? Or are there too many?
If I don't, other people call me up and read them.
Do they?
I mean, or I go on this show and...
Do you laugh at that? I mean, you're laughing now, but are you crying on the inside?
Yes.
I always think of you, whenever I get down, and whenever someone writes something negative about me, I think of you who you laugh at it.
Yes.
It's like you have no ego left.
I thought you were going to say, well, at least I'm not
no
Gilbert.
Ego left.
Do you at least do new jokes like when William Bendix was on Life of Riley? Instead of Gleason?
No, but I mean, you look how you're laughing. And I mean, really, this is a horrible review. It shocks me.
Do you think Gilbert, deep inside, feels pain?
Do you feel any pain, or are you a moron?
I don't think he cares.
Yes. No, seriously.
I think that's it.
Right. Oh, did you have such a low self-esteem that no matter what anyone says...
It doesn't matter.
Right, when you were a kid in high school, I imagine you were picked on constantly.
Yes.
I mean, so you would laugh and just take it, right? I mean, you couldn't fight back.
No. I was really quite good with my fists.
Much like myself. You had to just laugh. All right, so we understand that the review is like the bully in the schoolyard, and you just laugh at it. All right. That's very sad.
Wow, you've never cracked Gilbert up this much.
Gilbert, and I imagine there's a lot of pain in your life. I've even seen you in your private life, and it's horrible.
Yes.
Do you ever consider maybe going to a therapist and getting help, or would you never spend the money on something like that?
Yeah.
All right, that's it. All right.
You just don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
Going to wait till I commit a crime, and then the state pays for it.
All right. All right. Have you ever considered suicide?
That's an option.
Yeah. Did you ever put a gun in your mouth and see if you could pull the trigger? No.
Now, if you were going to shoot yourself...
Right.
Would you do it? How would you do it?
I wouldn't do it. I'd be afraid. But I would put the gun in my mouth and pull the trigger.
Really?
Yeah.
See, now whenever I think of people shooting themselves, I always think, like, I'd be scared to do it through the roof of my mouth.
Right.
Like, somehow that's more painful than through your skull.
You would just put the gun to your head.
Yeah.
I see.
Well, I don't know a good way to do it, but oftentimes the people who put the gun in the mouth, they don't take into account that the gun is going to jerk. And they usually wind up living and blowing off the front of their face.
That would suck.
Oh, boy.
And you think life sucked before.
Now I got to hang myself.
I see Gilbert taking one of those plastic bags and putting a bandage around his neck and suffocating himself. That's what like you find him naked with a bag over his head. The funny man was found dead at 3 a.m. this morning with a bag over his head.
Gilbert is so worried, though, about what they're going to say about him in the paper. Do you really think he's going to do that?
No, Gilbert, rather than call an ambulance when he had his appendix attack, he just said, I'm going to stay here because I don't want them to write it up in the paper. Meanwhile, nobody even knew he was alive.
He almost died rather than call an ambulance.
No, I know Gilbert pretty well. He's pretty cheap. He'd jump out of a building. No cost there.
A gun is too expensive. I think he's fine with a slingshot in his mouth.
Gilbert Gottfried, this Friday and Saturday night, all of California is talking about this. He'll be at the Grove Theater in Orange County, California. If you're lucky, he'll do his Bela Lugosi.
Yes.
And it's half price for faggots.
And who's on first is going to be featured.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Everyone loves that.
He'll be doing a Rich Brothers routine.
So let me take a break. Let me announce that.
I can guarantee you there will be some Groucho.
Right. Yeah, there'll be Groucho. Hello. Groucho's going to be doing Who's on First as well. Each impersonation will do a bit of Who's on First.
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds good. Will you do Groucho at your appearance?
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Good. You know, I remember years ago when Gilbert first did his Bela Lugosi routine on the Steve Allen Show.
You have a kinescope of it.
I do. It's wonderful. You do Seinfeld, I understand. Is that true? Do you put that in your eye?
You know, that was the one other voice I did in a cartoon.
Oh, you did?
They had that cartoon Clerks, and they wanted it to be that Jerry Seinfeld comes into the store.
Yeah.
And they asked him to do it, and he said no.
So they hired you?
Yeah.
And you do it so well?
Yeah.
Let me hear what you do. Pretend you're in the movie Clerks. Go ahead. Let me hear it. Do it. Do it now.
I like that segue that leads into the bit.
So you do this, right?
No, you're supposed to go, hey, you know, I was reading somewhere.
Yeah, you do it like that.
Yeah.
All right, forget it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Right.
What?
Do Jerry Seinfeld doing Bela Lugosi.
Listen to them, the children of the night.
See, that's perfect. He's very good.
Music they make.
See, to me, you're very talented.
Yes.
I don't understand these reviews.
Is that Dracula?
Yeah. That's Jerry Seinfeld music.
Oh. Sounded like a Bob Dylan.
All right. Listen to me.
Yes.
Everyone calm down.
Oh, okay.
You've been so funny, we have to stop.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
I love Gilbert Gottfried. Everybody does. He's misunderstood. Most of the time.
Yes.
And he will be at the Grove Theater in Orange County, California.
Yeah.
Ticketmaster.com. Gilbert, I'm going to give you a chance to relax now.
Yes.
And Robin, please.
He's very nervously gulping water. I hope he's all right.
It's free. He loves the bottle of water here. The only thing we give the guests is bottled water, and Gilbert drinks more of it than
I'm
me.
going to make sure.
He's going to get paid one way or
Whether
another.
I'm thirsty or not.
You know,
I'm having 20 bottles of it.
He's sweating. The homophobic rage is right around the corner.
Yes.
If I can make him nervous enough, he'll just go into a homophobic rage. But when we come back, you'll have your chance to shine.
Oh, okay.
All right, Robin will do the news.
And you can just chime in the way you do.
The way you usually do.
Yes.
All right. And after the break, I will do my Arnold Horshack impression. But first, these words.
Media giant Howard Stern and media pinhead Wally George.
If I ever hear you mention my name in a negative way.
Don't you try to order
Now, I'm going to order you around. You're my boy.
rotten.
You're my dog. Now, you listen to me.
Order me around. You are a disgrace to broadcast.
I am having your ex-wife on dial-a-date. Yeah. Heel, boy. You're my dog.
You dare try to order me around. I'll tell you something, Howard.
You're my dog.
You are a filthy...
But you're my dog. You are my
You
dog.
are going to be removed
Yeah.
from the airwaves because I am going to see to it
And let me tell you something. And let me tell you something.
As soon as you get some clout.
Listen here, Rover.
viewers are now petitioning the FCC to get you all
Oh, be
to
still,
television.
you wig-wearing hump.
This is the Howard Stern Show.
Gilbert Gottfried this Friday and Saturday night at the Grove Theater in Orange County, California. Ticketmaster.com is a place to go for tickets. Robin, what's in the news?
Well, first of all, I was reading page 6 today, and I just want to ask you if you would be interested in a videotape of Britney Spears oiling herself.
Oiling herself?
Yeah, she's sunbathing, so she's putting like suntan lotion.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
That's a yes. Next question.
Yeah.
I heard about this. Some dude was looking out his hotel window and saw Britney Spears like oiling herself and rolling over and stuff on her chaise lounge. And it's a half-hour tape, and I happen to think that's wrong and everything, you know.
Right,
But at the same point, I'd watch it.
Absolutely.
I would love to watch it.
Yeah. That's the dumbest question you asked.
I wonder what you guys are into.
That
And the greatest story Page 6 has ever done. They say that Bill Maher was invited to some party for up-and-coming people in Hollywood. And the guy who throws the party, I guess he was just like, Bill's a friend of mine. I'll just invite him. Well, Bill shows up with an entourage of 10 people, including Kato Kalin.
Yeah. Nice.
And he's shocked that there is no VIP seating for him and his friends.
Yeah. Bill Maher?
Yeah. So the guy is like, look, Bill, why don't you just calm down? Well, Bill left in a huff, because he shouldn't be treated.
Well, of course not. He's Bill Maher. And, all of America knows him.
And he's got Kato Kalin with him.
Yeah, it's not like he's alone.
Yes. He should part.
He's got a big star with him. We were talking about that TV show Bill Maher does. Gilbert and I were talking about it. And, Janine Garofalo comes on and she protests the war. And
right, they have a little love fest going.
What happened to being funny? And Gilbert did some show where Janine Garofalo canceled because of the war. But what is that? What is that? Why did she have... Carnegie Hall she canceled.
She couldn't do because of the war?
Yeah.
So did you end up doing the show by yourself, or?
Oh, no. It was like a bunch of comics. It was like, I think, Caroline's 20th anniversary, so they were having it there.
So she wouldn't do it because of the war?
Yeah.
But what does she have to... what statement does that make?
Well, the war is going to end a lot earlier now.
Suppose he could laugh or
Good
something?
point.
Saddam Hussein said he's turning himself in. Because,
but, what does that say? In other words, it's like, well, because the war is on, I can't perform?
I'm
or
sure
I'm going to punish America?
She can't be funny. It's not appropriate now to be funny.
See, I'm not being funny either.
Yeah.
Because of the war.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
Wow.
She's been protesting her whole career, then.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was her excuse 5 years ago?
She was predicting the war.
Oh, there you go.
She was still upset about Korea.
I kind of think she's funny sometimes, but with this whole new, I'm a political dude, and I'm going to scream about the war. All right, so you got an opinion, but, you can't go on and be funny somewhere? Who is she, the president?
It's like if you're a plumber and you're saying, well, I can't repair any pipes now while this war is on.
Yeah.
Everybody's turning into, who was that black dude that got all political?
Oh,
Dick Gregory. Yeah. Remember him? He was so funny.
He was a very funny man, yeah.
He was the funniest guy around. Now you see me and shut up with, politics.
It's politics and why you should just eat, turnips.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. You shouldn't eat at all. He's a breatharian.
Oh, jeez.
I wish Gilbert was. He eats everything.
Anything.
Right.
Oh, boy.
All right.
A Michigan man is facing up to 4 years in prison after he was found guilty of castrating a man while not having a medical license.
4 years for castrating a guy? That's it?
Without a license. If you had a license, you get no time at all.
Well, where do you get a castration license?
The Detroit Free Press reports that the guilty verdict came last week in a bizarre case where the victim testified that he voluntarily asked this guy to castrate him. The man says he wanted to kill his sex drive so that he would not spread the HIV virus. Prosecutors argued that even though the victim sought out this guy's help, that home surgery is still against the law. So if somebody comes to you and asks you to do this for them, realize you're just going to go to jail. Don't help them out.
Didn't Elena Barbitt serve no time?
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
She cut off her husband's penis. Okay.
And
she was
threw it away.
No, that should be you should die for doing that.
And then she became some kind of political thing with feminist
Yeah.
Oh, she made a statement.
Yeah. What is that?
It was for the war.
Yeah.
How about the miracle? How about the miracle that she tossed his penis out a window and cops found it?
Yeah.
It was laying on the side of a road and nothing happened to it. Isn't that amazing? The birds didn't get it.
A dog didn't go by and think it was a sausage.
Or something.
Yeah.
He was very lucky, a very lucky man.
Well, he would have been luckier if it wasn't cut off. That would
He married a different chick. He might have been luckier.
Well, after it was cut off, his luck changed.
Oh, and I heard she said in an interview that, no guys ask her out.
Oh, and she can't understand
She
that?
can't understand.
She's all shocked.
Yeah.
Wow, somebody ought to sit her down and have a discussion. The troops are in Baghdad, Howard.
Yes.
They have taken over the airport fully and landed a plane there, and they overran some little section of Baghdad just to prove that they can go anywhere they want, anytime they want. They have closed off all the streets around the city, and things are going well over there, basically, even though we have had some mishaps. Here's Ron Martz of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution to describe American forces destroying a major equestrian statue of Saddam Hussein in downtown Baghdad. See one.
All right, let's see what the hell this guy's got to say.
Hang on just a second. It sounds like it. That was the...
See, this guy's like a real man. He's the opposite of what Gilbert sounds like. You'd never get Gilbert doing this.
And the Saddam statue, they hit it right in the horse's legs, and it toppled over. Troops here are cheering. There was a...
What if Bela Lugosi was a reporter on CNN? War.
tank round that hit it.
They're shooting at Saddam Hussein's statue. They shot his horse. His iron horse is dead. He will be dead for a few days before he comes back and drinks the blood of the living.
I swear to God, they should do a remake of that movie with you.
Yes.
Why don't you do it? You have a production company.
I don't have that much faith in Gilbert. I'm just saying somebody should.
As long as someone else
take a chance.
He's not exactly box office.
Somebody should take a chance.
Can Ben Affleck do a Bela Lugosi?
Gilbert Gottfried as Bela Lugosi. I'd go see it. They should put that on Broadway.
Well, the Iraqi minister...
But then they'd have Nathan Lane.
Oh, dear.
You'd bite him.
Yes.
The Iraqi information minister came out and held a press conference after our troops went into Baghdad to deny that our troops are in Baghdad. He actually came out in person to talk to people. Here is Mohammed Syed al-Shahaf, C2.
They pushed a few of their armored carriers and some tanks with their soldiers.
These Iraqis are weird people. Like, their whole philosophy of fighting the war is to just keep saying it's not happening. None of this is going on. All this stuff you see on TV is not true. That's weird.
It's very good special effects.
Yeah. You don't ever get political, do you, Gilbert? Like, no one ever knows where you... Do you ever argue with people?
Where is your stand? What is your stand?
Well, I've stopped being funny because of the war.
Do you have, like, some sort of stand about that? Have you thought about the war at all?
Do you care?
I'm, like, totally, I'm glad America's killing people.
Right.
Like that I like.
Right.
I like the idea of just America killing foreigners.
Because you're angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have been doing this a lot sooner.
I'm still not sure the connection between 9/11 and the war.
Oh, there's a connection.
There is?
Yeah.
As long as you say so.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've researched.
He'll take your word.
If you say so, then I'm fine with it.
Believe me.
I'm like more for the war than against it.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, look at Gilbert, all political.
Yes.
Right.
Look at
that. Let's go kill people.
Right. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, here's Mohammed Syed al-Shahaf again, who claims that the Americans saying they penetrated the city is all lies. See through it.
They said they got into 65 times.
You just killed them for this, for lying.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it just shows you what they are. It's just, you know, and I'm with you. I don't know all the facts.
Yeah.
But I know this is the right thing to do.
But you know they wear towels on their heads and they should be dead.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, Gilbert, you just lost your militant Muslim audience.
That's right.
You want to think twice.
We used to like Gilbert Gottfried with his Eddie Cantor impression.
No longer do we watch Gilbert Gottfried cartoons.
I'm turning in my tickets to the Grove Theater in Anaheim.
We still watch Aladdin because it takes place with Arabs in it.
Here's the natural sound of the bombing of Baghdad. B5.
Oh, B5.
The battle is still going on.
Wait, B5, hold on. Give me a second.
And I can say...
What are you doing? Like 10 million things at once.
You have no idea what I'm doing. It's horrible. Wow.
He can say we're not there.
Sounds like Gilbert's last date.
Sounds like my show in Milwaukee. Faggots! Stop shooting at me, you faggots!
Gilbert goes right to the homophobic material. Tomorrow, Lisa Marie Presley will be here. No more Gilbert.
She'll be sitting in on the news?
She'll be sitting in Gilbert's chair.
But Lisa Marie does a great Bela Lugosi imitation.
She bombed in Milwaukee.
What's amazing is that a couple of reporters have died over in Iraq, and having nothing to do with the fighting.
No, one guy had a heart attack.
This David Bloom, he didn't have a heart attack. He died from a blood clot in his lungs. He was the regular anchor on the Saturday Today Show, that weekend version of the Today Show.
Right.
But he decided to be one of the embedded reporters over in Iraq.
Are they looking for a new funny anchor?
No.
Yeah.
The guy could do a duck.
Yes.
And he was, traveling around, I guess, in a tank with, some division over there. And they think it was because he was sitting with his legs cramped up for all that time.
Of course.
That's why he got the blood clot.
Let me tell you that.
Only 39 years old.
It's crazy. Who would go over there? I would. If you were a reporter and you had an anchoring job, would you go over there? You got me nuts.
Oh, yeah. I like the discomfort, the danger.
Of the tank.
Yes.
Who are these people who like these tanks? And
they like to be killed by Iraq.
I don't even understand why we have reporters with our troops. They can only lead to trouble.
I agree with you 100%. And look, they're dying over there. Get them home.
We can't even commit any war atrocities.
And they're dying from crossing their legs.
Yeah. They shouldn't be there.
Sarah Linda, you're on the air.
Hi, Howard.
Hi.
Got a report from the Kuwaiti news agency in Baghdad. 2 popular uprisings against the Iraqi army from the Iraqi people.
Yeah, of course. They're thrilled.
It's happening. Believe me, they're running out of their homes. Now that they see it's really happening, they're congratulating even the Shiites.
It is great.
It's wonderful. Yay.
Like Gilbert, I love it. I love that we're over there teaching these guys a lesson.
So do I.
Taking them to school. Love it.
Who's next?
Who's next? Let's go Iran and that other idiot
well, no, Iran's supposed
Syria.
to be able to hold. It's going to fold all by itself. I say we go Syria and or North Korea.
There you go. I love it, President Bush.
I'm beginning to believe, much like you, Howard, that Syria is where the chemical weapons are.
Hey, that's where they are. And if they're not there, we'll find them somewhere else.
We'll look around.
We'll plant them there.
Might be on the plane of that guy, Girls Gone Wild.
Whether they're there or not, we're going to ransack the place looking for them.
Iraqi Girls Gone Wild. I'm planning a new video. All right, go ahead, Rob.
Meanwhile, the Dixie Chicks...
Show your eyelid, honey.
The Dixie Chicks are concerned for their safety because of the statements they made against the president. They say they'll need more personal security when they return to the United States after their current tour. Ever since lead singer Natalie Maines told a London crowd 3 weeks ago that the trio was embarrassed that President Bush was from their home state of Texas, they've received threats and had some of their property vandalized.
Would they stop milking this already? You know what? I would have recognized the Dixie Chicks if they walked in the studio right now, and neither would anyone else. No one's going to sit there and attack them. Go on a diet and dye your hair.
That's a good way to disguise
recognize the Dixie Chicks.
Over the weekend...
I remember the Dixie Chicks had one video that no one was showing, and then they made a big deal about it, saying, well, this is because it had to do with domestic violence, and they're afraid to show it.
Well, it has to do with the fact that you suck.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yeah. You suck, you faggots. You female faggots.
Dixie Dyke. Hey, Dixie Dyke. Gilbert, you're very, very homophobic today.
Yes.
Marty McGuire told reporters in Sydney, Australia, we've gotten a lot of hate mail, a lot of threatening mail. We've had to have our security beefed up when we go back to the States. It puts my well-being in jeopardy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So they're still crying now that they shot off their big mouths.
Dixie Chicks,
What are you really got your big mouth, Dimash?
Don't shoot off your mouth at the concert.
What are you, some kind of slag lover?
Yeah. Come on, go to bed with all the slags. Yeah.
Even worse, if you're going to put down the president, it's one thing in this country. Don't do it in another country.
That's right, Gilbert.
That's right.
Look at you, Rush Limbaugh.
Big dykes. Bunch of big fat dykes.
What's in here, you big fat dyke?
I don't care if they're women, they're faggots. They're country.
Would you explain to people that you're really not anti-gay?
It's just a bit.
You're getting the wrong impression.
It's just a bit.
All right, go ahead.
He's just trying to be funny.
He's saying...
No, I'm having anal sex as we speak.
Right. Thank you.
Certainly not homophobic.
I just want people to know that.
All right. Also in the news... Now, this is interesting. The actor who's in all those movies with Kevin Smith,
Yeah.
He signed on to do an HBO reality show where they can follow him around because he's a heroin addict?
Yes.
That's how you get a show?
That's what you have to do.
I knew I should have used drugs.
Do you not do any drugs?
No, not for years and years.
You did?
Experimented, though?
I mean, yeah, like years ago I'd smoke grass. That was about it.
No LSD or...
No. Never did LSD.
Never. It's hard to imagine a man like yourself who's so curious about life.
Yes.
Such an explorer.
Look, you know what? He's one of those guys, he never bought pot, I'm sure.
Yeah, you borrowed it off of people.
Yeah. I love when people say, when I said, well, I used to try it, and then they go, well, what happened? Why don't you do it anymore? Like it's a big dramatic People
There was some reason, yes, that you stopped.
So you just drink now, is that it?
Yeah, exactly. Right. I drink.
And only when there's free alcohol.
Yeah, and I once killed a man.
And you don't own a bottle of alcohol?
No, I don't even drink now.
No, nothing.
You stopped drinking?
Of course, if someone gave me a free bottle of wine, I'd probably drink it. Yes, of course.
You don't drink wine or nothing?
No, I don't even drink wine anymore.
Right.
I don't know why.
No. Because you're an old Jew.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Well, anyway, the director, Kevin Smith, is very worried that it could be an exploitative thing. Muse turned himself in and pleaded guilty this week to 6 counts of violating his probation of a 1999 heroin conviction. And his manager has now signed him up to do a show called Rock Bottom, where they will follow him around and, I guess, see if he uses drugs. So, there's a premise for a show.
What if he doesn't? What a lame show.
Oh, yeah. Then you're stuck with the guy who was in the Kevin Smith movies.
So I don't know how that will work out for him. But, and as we said earlier, the guy who does the Girls Gone Wild videos and has made hundreds of millions of dollars with those videos has been arrested for asking
He's like the biggest sponsor of my E-show.
Oh, yeah.
I hope he can still advertise.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if he goes to jail. Just make sure he can advertise.
Watch your ass, honey.
I hope the guy who has the pill for make your penis longer is all right.
Yeah. If he gets arrested, the whole E-network's going to fold.
Yeah, Jesus.
I didn't realize we had such high-flying sponsors. But anyway, the guy asked a couple of underage girls back to a hotel to flash the camera, take a shower together.
That sounds unlike him.
And play with each other, and then to play with him. And I guess the girls complained to the police afterwards. And he has been arrested. And then they confiscated several vans and took over his plane, and they found cocaine. So...
Yeah, do some lesbian action there,
yeah. Gilbert, a lot of women have called the police after you got sex with them. How come you never went to jail?
They call the police.
I want to report a crime.
Chap, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Gilbert.
Yes.
Yeah, man, what's with all the homophobic stuff?
What are you, a faggot?
Yeah, I am. Want me to come down there and kick your ass?
Believe it or not, the joke started about 45 minutes ago, and Gilbert was...
Just carrying it on.
And unlike myself, I milk this.
He's not really homophobic. He was talking about how he goes on stage when he bombs, and then right away people who bomb start becoming homophobes. So that evolved into this. So I think he's not a homophobe, but he's doing a joke from 45 minutes ago.
And you're just tuning in.
Yeah. It's tired, Gilbert. It's tired. Get a new routine.
That's right. Thank you.
Okay, I'll do dykes now.
Go ahead, Robin, please.
Online sports betting on Survivor is off.
Yes, of course. Because people know the outcome.
Well, they said that they noticed that a couple of CBS employees were online and they were winning.
Of course, why not? There are people who know the outcome of Survivor. How can you have online betting about it?
Work employees wagering on the show and winning at least $8,000. So that, if nothing else, winning will take down some betting right away. So they've decided to close off all the betting on this season of Survivor because they feel that they've been tampered with.
I mean, Gilbert, I just want to make this a statement. Gilbert's not really a homophobe. He's more of a racist.
There you go.
Right.
So,
faggots are okay. It's those niggers I don't like.
Oh, please.
Why did you have to bring it up?
Come on, stop it. Stop it.
That's when he's really bombing.
Now you know he's bombing.
I guess the weathermen are really correct. It is beginning to snow.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Gilbert, Oh, this is really going to disrupt your life.
Yes.
I like when it snows. It's easier to see the black.
All that white snow, you can see all those coons.
All right. Stop.
It's
snowing very hard.
The #1 movie at the box office this weekend was Phone Booth with Colin Farrell.
That Mick!
Irish bastard.
I know the snow, usually you love to be out and about. You're going to have to stay in your apartment, I guess.
Yes, this surprisingly.
It's going to be difficult for you.
This will cut down my social life.
Do you ever go out to dinner, or do you ever enjoy yourself in Manhattan?
No, but the war.
You always order in food every day?
Yeah.
He
doesn't go out?
No, he orders in from the Chinese restaurant.
The same place every day?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Same thing, same cartons.
Same thing.
And then I save the cartons for furniture.
Do you clean your own apartment?
Oh, yes.
No, seriously.
You eat off the floor.
No, do you have someone who cleans, or you don't invite anyone in?
Usually I don't even invite people anymore.
You don't? Do you ever...
How do you clean? Killer.
How do you clean your apartment, seriously? I'm being serious.
Do you have somebody
I kick stuff over with my foot.
No, do you have anyone who comes in and straightens up?
No. I think twice.
So what do? You vacuum and you...
I have a vacuum in my closet somewhere.
So how does it get cleaned?
Is the place a mess?
Does your girlfriend clean it?
It's a total mess.
Does your girlfriend clean your apartment?
No, I think she attempted once.
Right. God, there's probably dead animals.
Yeah,
exactly. They don't know what's in there.
So what do? You clean up the Chinese food cartons? And
I put them in a pile.
Right.
Yeah. I make a bookcase.
Can you imagine? Do you ever make your bed?
Yes.
It's like a prisoner of war. See, I'm telling you. Do you ever make your bed or change the sheets?
Yes.
How do you get your laundry done?
I do my own laundry.
You do? You go to a laundromat?
No, I spit on it and...
Do you have a laundry machine in your building?
Yes.
You do.
And you go to the basement and put a quarter in?
You do. You don't have a washer dryer in your apartment?
No.
So you go
How long have you been in that apartment?
Oh, a long time.
Like a crypt.
Yes.
Can you imagine what's going on in there? You open the windows at all or let the air in? What?
See, I would kill to see Gilbert's apartment because
I know one guy who did.
I've heard so many rumors about it over the air. Okay, I know he's been in the same place for like a gazillion years. I heard that he has like one of the shelves.
Lawn furniture.
No, well, one of the shelves in there is from like it's like a bakery tray that somebody was throwing away. But I don't know. And then I heard he has lawn furniture, right?
Yeah. And then I heard it's just like Chinese food cartons all over.
I gotta ask him because I dropped him off once at his place.
Yeah.
Is that like the projects? Is that like is that like rent control, Gilbert?
How was that?
Is it rent control?
Rent control?
Yeah. I mean, is it
no, but it... Rent control. Is that... Rent control?
Are you in a different place than you and your mom used to live in? Like, it's not the place you grew up?
No.
Don't mention Gilbert's mom. He gets real weird. He used to live with his mom?
He did?
Until a certain age.
Yes.
40.
I think he still does.
I swear, it looks like one of those like organized like projects.
Yeah.
A Section 8 house?
Yeah, it looks like they have like their own playground and this little area.
It's like Brooklyn.
There's no stores around it.
Right.
There's no. I swear to God.
Are you the only white guy in your building?
It's like menace to society.
Are you the only white guy in your building?
No. It's surprisingly one or two others.
There's also the cop that walks the halls.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
And do your neighbors, do you treat them to your Bela Lugosi impression when you do your laundry? Hello. What are you doing in the basement? No, there's like two whites in his building.
Are you using that dryer? I lost a sock. I am going to look for my sock. It was a pair of blue socks. Now one is gone. And I'll find it. If it takes millions of years, I'll find my blue sock.
All right, we got to finish up the news.
Yes, surprise, surprise. They're finding that Ben Affleck and J-Lo have no chemistry on screen.
No kidding. And if you really want to see no chemistry, rent that Madonna Swept Away. Holy mackerel.
They've already invested money in 2 movies with these two.
Holy schmoly.
2 movies that they probably have to put on the shelf because nobody will ever want to see them.
Poor Gilbert can't even get a part.
I know. The #1 movie at the box office this weekend was Phone Booth. Here's Colin Farrell to talk about if he thinks he'll survive the fame. A1.
Can you imagine, Gilbert, if you had his looks with your dynamic personality?
It all seems very simple to me. You know, it seems really simple. It's just, you know, no, man. Red carpet underneath the sole of my feet.
This kid bangs every actress. Unbelievable.
They can't wait to drop into his bed.
Yeah, he has no personality.
They're calling him this generation's Gilbert Gottfried.
Sexual dynamo. Anything else, Robin?
Yes, Vin Diesel had a movie out this week. A Man Apart came in 3rd.
Thank God it bombed. I mean, Vin Diesel's movies were actually making money at one point.
So this is what we really want to hear from Vin Diesel. He was asked what his days as a nightclub bouncer were like. A3.
My days as a bouncer were fun days. Fun days. As a New Yorker...
Well, maybe they'll be back to him soon.
Yes, you're having so much fun.
So many beautiful women at this club, and you were in a position of, you know, notoriety. You were the bouncer.
Wow. I never heard anybody quite explain it that way.
You were the bouncer.
Usually you go, you know, I was pretty miserable. I was a bouncer, and I had dreams, and all I'm doing is standing at a door letting people in. Right. He's like, oh, man, I was in a position of power. I had the hottest job in the world.
I was the bouncer.
I knew a chick who told me once, I'm dating a bouncer.
My boyfriend checks lists.
All the power in the world. You also, as a New Yorker, as a macho New Yorker, you're a tough guy. You're able to fight, and, you know, it's part of your job.
Right. Wow. Sounds pretty promising.
And what were his duties as a bouncer? A4.
They were rather large.
They were large brown.
No, we mean your duties.
They were big.
When I was bouncing at a club, if you came to that nightclub, you could have as much fun.
Would you like to see my duties?
Yes. I
as
have
you wanted.
it in a bag.
And never worry about being
I have a plastic bag
or
with
being
my
taken advantage of, or... You know, we'd go into the bathrooms and stuff. People were doing drugs.
I show beautiful women all my duty.
This guy should not be. Anything else, Robin?
Chris Rock has a movie out. It's called Head of State.
Have you seen that one yet, Gilbert? Have you run out and...
I'm going to buy a copy. How could it not be good?
Saying Chris Rock is running for president couldn't be good?
Yeah.
It's got to be great.
Between that and that Queen Latifah movie.
Right.
You don't know what to watch.
It's confusing. So many good choices at the theater.
Here's Chris on returning to stand-up and what he will talk about. A5.
When I get on stage, I make $400 a week. That is my mentality. Always has.
What if he does Bela Lugosi?
And always will be. Nobody wants to hear
I'm Dracula.
Lord.
I'm going to suck your blood.
The pool guy.
All right.
That's black.
I am a vampire.
Children in the night. It's like kryptonite to niggas.
Children in the night. They show is nosy.
Eddie Griffin also has it's called Dysfunctional Family.
How'd that do at the theater?
And
3 movies. And what about that Jamie Kennedy one where he acts black?
Yeah, that's terrific.
That has to be good.
That's got to be great. Because he's a rare talent.
I haven't had a white guy say shiznit. They got a laugh lately.
Dysfunctional Family on the list.
Right.
Anyway, here's Eddie on when he realized his family was dysfunctional. B2.
You know, when you're growing up, you never think your family's dysfunctional. You just think this sucks. It's only when you get out and, you know, see other people's families. Okay, maybe we are a little different. You know.
I want to see that Jamie Kennedy movie.
Yeah.
He plays a rap star.
Have you seen that commercial he's doing?
Horrible. Well, you know what? He's such a talent. You know he's doing candid camera now? The Jamie Kennedy experiment. He's experimenting with candid camera.
Yeah, you'd think he discovered something.
No. when he discovered how to do the Alan Funt show.
All right. Here's Kelly Preston. She's in a new movie called What I Want.
Kelly Preston.
It was number 2. And here's why she waited so long.
Because no one
reveal her singing talent.
Because they asked me, I guess. I've only sung in the shower and a few karaoke nights with the girls, and it was a wonderful...
He needs to get banged real hard by a real man. That's all I'm saying.
I'd only sung in the shower.
The Good Thief opens...
And she hasn't played a duck.
Actually opened in select cities on Friday.
I do a duck in the shower.
Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte, yes.
And here he is on his alcohol addiction, his arrest and recovery. B3.
Addiction is a minor setback, you know. It can be controlled, and I had controlled it for years.
Get back. I will create a woman for you.
I don't like the circumstances that I was... Down on the road intoxicated.
Who can understand what he's saying?
You know, I regret that.
He's a man's man. Tough guy, see?
Nick Nolte talking to Eddie Griffin.
All right. Gilbert, all right, Gilbert, you sold enough tickets. Turn it off now. Gilbert. You're a regular Robin Williams.
Oh, it's Osama bin Laden. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, I'm laying above it. Oh, look. Oh, a Korean diplomat. Oh, what is this? I hear you, sir. Oh, yes.
See Gilbert Gottfried this Friday and Saturday night at the... Obviously, you're very jealous. At the Grove Theater in Orange County.
The man in the back is going, what is he talking about? Oh.
Gilbert, everyone excited that you're getting on a plane and going out to California.
New York.
They want to see you off. When are you leaving?
Friday and Saturday night at the Grove Theater in Orange County, California. God bless you. I hope you get there, Gilbert.
Yeah, buy a ticket unless you're a faggot.
Ticketmaster.com.
Is that not a faggot?
Tomorrow, Lisa Marie Presley.
Xin chào cả mọi người. Và hôm nay bên em lại về một chiếc xe siêu lướt, một chiếc xe i10 số tự động 1.2 sản xuất 2022. Những cái xe này vừa mình lấy được có 2 tháng rồi mọi người ạ. Tuy nhiên là xe phiên bản màu đỏ nhá. Tuy nhiên là nó bị chủ lữ đi và cũng đã không may là bị nó cũng quẹt khá là sâu vào phần sắt xi. Vì vậy là chủ nhân thì quyết định là đổi con xe khác cho đỡ đen. Lúc đầu mua xe này thì cũng xác định là mua màu đỏ cho nó đỏ, nhưng mà nó đen thế này thì phải đổi con xe khác.
Bye.